Hi, the purpose of this video is to do my first take on the GoPro Hero 10, and my main application is using it for fishing, right? Get better action shots, more action shots, higher quality action shots, and that kind of thing. But my perspective on the GoPro is unique. Most of what I see out there on the internet in terms of unboxing, first take, early review, whatever you want to call it, is people who've already owned like a number of GoPros in the past. So they're comparing it with earlier versions of the GoPro. And my perspective is different because this is my first one. I'm comparing it with, this is the camera that I got most of my first 2 million views with on my videos. This is just a JVC camcorder, and it served very well for many years,
There is a Redeemer, Jesus, God's own Son, precious Lamb of God, Messiah, Holy One.
It's a decade old now. But one of the things I liked about the JVC, it's got the zoom, easy in the palm of your hand like that, and it's got the battery. This battery in this JVC, you get 4 hours in standby and a couple hours in video, so just tremendous battery life. And the GoPro Hero 10, really, it's only about an hour battery life, and then you have to get into the external batteries. And people might say, okay, well, you turn off this, and this, and you get, an hour and a half. But that's, sort of the ballpark. Especially the main reason I got the GoPro Hero 10 is to turn it on quicker, right? As convenient as most of these other cameras are, as long as the batteries are, you have to press 2 buttons to turn most of them on. They don't have a looping mode. So in this one you have to open the door, wait for it to boot up, and then you have to press the record button in back. And every one of them is similar. You sort of have to power the thing on, and then you hit the button to start recording, and there's no looping mode. So I got the GoPro mostly to turn it on quickly, either with the leave it on in the looping mode, and my plan is to run an external battery. So running the external battery, I can sit there in looping mode for hours and then more or less hit the save button and save the last 5 minutes every time something exciting happens, like a fish gets caught or whatever it may be. But it's also got this mode where you just push the one button on top and it powers on and starts recording. So it's a one button on and it's a quick press to get going. So I like that. It turns on quickly, so hopefully it'll catch more of the action. Now my intent isn't to wear it on my hat. My intent isn't to fish very often with the chesty. My intent is that it be a boat mounted camera, and it's on a tripod head, and that's one of my gripes about it. It was, you think a camera would be easier to mount into a tripod than it was, but you need to buy a special accessory to mount it to a tripod. Not a big deal. I happen to be using it right now with the Media Mod, and I got the Media Mod for 2 reasons. First of all, I needed to at least get the little door for the battery, because in different orientations you can't really leave the door off or open. It's in a boat, it's rocking around, eventually your battery's going to end up in the water unless you seal it up. I also like the idea to add an external microphone. I'll probably do that more for this kind of review, talking to it, and get, in fact I've got it ordered already, a little lapel microphone. Right now it's just got the directional microphone that comes with the Media Mod. But I do like the microphone in the camera. The microphones that come in the regular GoPro without even getting the Media Mod are higher quality than built into this camcorder, my other camcorder, higher quality than on the Nikon here, right? And I use this is a Nikon Coolpix B500, and a lot of my boat video is taken with this. because it's got a wider angle lens and kind of can zoom out enough and get the action when it's kind of close. So, but it's even got a better microphone than the lid cam. I'll probably keep using the lid cam. It just goes under the brim of your hat here. Now it's a long turn on because the lid cam powers off after about 20 minutes. And so you would need to press the power button for about 5 seconds to turn the power on, and then you need to hit the record button. So it's another 2-button deal. The audio ends up picking up your voice really well, but it's kind of like, it's not the highest quality microphone in the world. It's kind of like talking over the phone, kind of that frequency narrowing that the telephone has. All right, so back to the GoPro. It really is one of the highest quality cameras that I've used, just in terms of its camera features. Forget its action features or the small package and yada yada yada. But it's a very good camera. And one of the things I was hoping for is that in some of the higher resolution modes, and I'm running it in 4K as the higher resolution mode. I know it has 5K and 5.4 and all that. But what I was hoping to do is to have enough resolution to be able to zoom in by, say, 300% or maybe even more, because sometimes there's something in the background that you just kind of want to get. And what I was getting with the lid cam was fish jumping. Oftentimes a fish would jump and shake, and that'd be very exciting. But when you zoom in on it, it ends up very grainy and pixelated with the lid cam. But what I like about the GoPro, out there in the bright sunshine, taking your video in the 4K resolution, no problem zooming in as much as 400%, right? Your native videos in 4K, you can zoom into 400%, and you still have that action rather crisp that you've zoomed in on. And most of my videos are post-processed anyway, so it's not like I'm publishing the raw stuff. And most of my post-processing, I'm aiming toward like a 1080 type resolution. So that's a nice transition. So I'm going to get a lot of the action and be able to zoom in on some of the more exciting things that I was hoping for with the GoPro. Now, the thing that I don't like, other than the battery life, is I don't like in the looping mode, you set it to save for the last 5 minutes when you press the button, but then you end up with all these files. So every time you press the button in 5-minute looping mode, you end up with 15 files, which ends up to be kind of a file management hassle, right? Because it breaks it up into 5 1-minute MP4s, your main video files. Then you get 5 low-resolution video files with the same prefix, and then the .lrv, low resolution video, and then you get 5 thumbnail files. And for catching one fish, that's a lot of hassle from a file management point of view to go in there and sort that out. I really wish I could have one 5-minute file with the video of the action catching the fish that I was hoping for. So that may actually move me. I'm not sure how I'm going to manage that yet. If I have enough time, in some fishing circumstances, you have enough time to press the button, I'll go to the top button press mode to start the videos. In other cases, I may actually end up saving the 20-minute, put it in the 20-minute mode, and that way all the action will be in the last 5 minutes. I'll copy over the one file that I'm interested in and delete all the others. But the trouble is, when it's in those 5 1-minute files, you really have to look at all 5 of them to see, you know, where the most exciting moments are. Usually the most exciting moments are hooking up the fish, certain moments in playing the fish, netting the fish, the high fives once the fish gets in the boat. So in the post-processing, in the editing process, all those files are a lot to deal with. Now, one other thing I like about the GoPro is the subscription, right? You pay $50 for the annual subscription. It gives you some replacement type of insurance, as well as you can upload all your files, presumably all your files, to some website somewhere, and it's private, and you can choose how to share permissions in that, but you sort of have this online backup for your video files. So I like that, and what I like even more is basically it'll take any MP4 or any JPEG. So I've got my lid cam files, the MP4s from the cool pics. It doesn't take the file formats from the JVC camcorder for the Sony camcorder, but that's not a big complaint. But my bigger complaint with the backup is you can't just drag and drop the whole GoPro folder because it doesn't like the LRV suffix, and it doesn't like, I think it's that one it doesn't like. Basically, you can't just drag and drop the file because the file take the whole folder. You have to go in there and now click on all those MP4s and all the JPEGs, and it's more of a manual process with the subscription. So I like the subscription. I don't like the fact that it doesn't accept all the files that the GoPro makes. All right, so that's my first take. I've had it for a couple weeks now. If you've watched many of my reviews, you know a lot of my concern is with the longer term reliability. How long does this thing last, right? For this level of investment in the camera, $399 for the camera, you know, and then probably so far $100 for accessories, memory cards, yada yada. I'm really hoping this lasts 5 or 10 years, right? My first camcorder got 10 years out of it. The cool pics I've had for almost 3 years now. I like my electronics to last. I'm not the kind of guy who's going to upgrade the GoPro every year, so who cares if it breaks or who cares if whatever. So in the longer term, my more complete review, hopefully, God willing, will have much better information on how long this thing lasts. But thank you, Jesus, that provided the resources for the GoPro, and you know, maybe the GoPro will help me get my next 2 million views. GoPro, stop recording.
Written in the Word, in the good Word is a message from our God. Gonna tell you all about how to get to the kingdom, the good life. Written in the Word, in the good Word is a message from our God. Gonna tell you all about how to get to the kingdom, the good life. Oh, I love Jesus. La 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 la.